Hi there, my name is Eli and welcome back to my channel, Jack Elijah. And as you can see, I have the brand new Monster High SKULLECTOR 2-pack featuring the Addams family. We have Wednesday Addams as well as Morticia Addams, and I'm so excited to get this set in. It actually went on pre-order like a couple weeks ago, so it did take some time to ship and like arrive, which I'm not mad at. It's here and it's lovely, and the shipping was actually pretty fast. Like I got a notification and then it was here in like 2 days, which is pretty cool. And what you're looking at is actually the back side of the box. I just thought the back looked really cool. You have Wednesday and Morticia in front of the Addams family manor. There's a full moon with some lightning striking and even like a hidden skelette in the moon. It looks really nice. And then as we turn, one side of the packaging says the Addams family. This is embossed, so there's like a slight glossy texture to it. And then we go to the front of the box. It says once more the Addams family with really high gloss pictures of Wednesday and Morticia, and then like a spiderweb decal in the back. There you can see it says Monster High SKULLECTOR, and my corner right here did come kind of like dented, which I don't know how, because like the box was indented, so I don't know what happened. And then on this side of the packaging, there's just another shot, like some glams of the dolls once more. So, if you want to like put it on your shelf, you have a lot of display options. I love the new packaging. I think they introduced it with the previous SKULLECTOR, the Creature of the Black Lagoon, where it's like this pull-out packaging. Watch. See, they're coming like this. Okay, so you can pull it out and reveal the dolls, which I much prefer, because before the old packaging was like flaps, right? Like flaps that would open, but the flaps didn't have any like Velcro to secure it or anything. So if you not held it, but like, displayed it on your shelves, number one, the flaps would pop open. But number two, the flaps also like prevented it from laying like flush against a surface. So it was kind of like tilted. It was just not good packaging. So I much prefer this. I think it's nice so you can open it up and display it and have it be nice and shut on your shelves. Like you see that? Lays flush. You can close it really nicely and easily. Or if you want to peek at the dolls, you can open up and these pieces actually come off and separate. So they do give you cool display options. Like you could even do a cool display like this if you have the space for it. I do not, but if you did have the space for it, you can make some really cool displays. Or let's see the other way. If we reverse it, you can do something like that. So yeah, I really am a huge fan of this packaging. Today, however, we are going to be unboxing these dolls. I'm kind of like mixed, like 50-50 as far as like being an inbox / out of box collector. It really just depends on the doll and how I feel about it. But lately I've just been unboxing all of my SKULLECTORs, so I'm just gonna follow suit today. But before I unbox them, let me show you what it looks like in box. So there they are. There's like this very apparent like cutout, like a pop-out piece of a chandelier, which is kind of funny. And you can see inside the house, very cool staircase. It's really nice. It looks really good. But I'm taking them out of there. So get your look while you can before they are out of the box. And then there's a sneak peek at Morticia and Wednesday. They look so good. And then I also like this packaging too, because say for instance, you get them and like something's off. You're like, ooh, I don't like the way the dress looks, or this piece of fabric's sitting weird. You can then remove this clear piece of plastic if you want. Like so. Just kind of slides off. And then you can at least see and touch the doll and still get a bit of that like tactile experience without having to fully unbox it. I know there's some people who have even qualms with this, even taking this piece of plastic off and like exposing it is too much for them, which, hey, that's fair. But if you do want to just like look at them, feel the fabric, whatever, take a closer look, you can also do that, which I like. And there they are with no glare. They look so cool. Like their skin tone is like very, very ghastly. It's just very mesmerizing. Oh, okay. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but now I'm going to snip them out of here and then we'll take a closer look. Okay, we are back and Wednesday and Morticia are unboxed. They're pretty easy to unbox, nothing out of the ordinary. Morticia did have this like little piece of plastic like behind her head. I don't know what that was there for. Like you can kind of see there's like a hole there and stuff. But yeah, just be careful cutting out the plastic ties on their heads so you don't snip out any of their hair. Morticia was a little bit more difficult to cut out than Wednesday was for me, but they are free and I love them. They look so stunning already. I love the height difference and I am so excited to get into these two. It also came with a certificate of authenticity. It says Monster High SKULLECTOR X Addams family, and this doll was designed by Rebecca Shipman. So yeah, good job, Rebecca. I love these designs. They look amazing. And you know, I'm just gonna say something real quick and keep it real. I feel like there's been a lot of like vitriol and hate and really mean, nasty things said either about or towards Rebecca for some of her more recent designs. And yeah, I just want to talk about that because it's one thing to dislike a doll, right? Not like it, not want to purchase it, cool. It's another thing to then be very intentional about like trying to tell the designer of that doll how much you hate her designs. You know, like it's not constructive, it's not kind-hearted in its nature. And like for me, part of this Monster High community, you know, to me at the core of collecting and being a fan of Monster High is like celebrating our differences, being kind and respectful towards one another, like celebrating what makes you special and different and unique. And then to see that energy and that type of behavior, I'm not a fan of that. I don't think it makes us as a community look good. You can have your opinions, right? But I think there's a way in which you can communicate that information in a respectful manner. And that's not to say like I condone the actions of Mattel as a conglomerate and like I simp for them. Like no, I'm very, very critical of Mattel and the choices they make. But as far as like individual designers employed by the company, that's totally different, I think. You know, I think they're already having to do one job designing these dolls, but then to be put in the public spotlight and then face such scrutiny to that degree, I don't know. It's a lot in my opinion. And now that we've got such gorgeous dolls from Rebecca, it's just like, now what? Now what do y'all have to say? You know? So if you bought these two and you were talking mad shit, reflect, learn from this, grow. So yeah, that's just my quick little tangent. I know this is already going to be a long video. I'm sorry. I'm a very chatty person, so yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But now let's get into Wednesday and Morticia and take a closer look. Okay, now we'll take a closer look at Wednesday. Sorry, it is really hard to get the lighting right. Their skin has a lot of like flashback and it just washes them out on camera. So I'm struggling over here big time. But if we take a look at her face, she has a lot thicker brows than the Morticia doll does, but I don't mind it. They do feel a little bit more, you know, youthful and irreverent. Her makeup is really nice, just kind of a gothy, smoky black eyeshadow with some purple in there. She has purple eyes with a little pop of pink in there. And then probably the coolest thing is the reflective eye shines are spiders. Like, that is amazing. It just feels really unique and stands out. I don't love her lip color. It's kind of like a mauve-y, dusty rose. And mine even is like a little bit uneven on one little part of the lip there. So that's unfortunate, but this face is stunning. I think the general consensus is that people prefer Morticia to Wednesday, which I agree with, but I still think Wednesday's face is pretty stunning. It looks really nice. Her head mold is really unique. She has subtle blushing. I love this little portion of her jaw right there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like her three-quarter profile looks really good. You can see the shadow they managed to capture underneath. Yeah. I think she looks a lot better from an angle than head on, but you know, you can display her however you like. She does have just little normal human ears, but there's no piercing in them. You can, you know, give her earrings if you like, but I think she's fine. And then her hairstyle is nice black saran hair in 2 braided pigtails. Very classic hairstyle for Wednesday. Now, my only thing is that these dolls are themed towards the animated film series that came out like in the past couple of years. And kind of random. I think if you were to look at these two dolls, yes, you think Addams Family, but I don't think you would be like, oh, they're based off of the most recent films. I wouldn't think that, right, looking at this, but they are. And one cool thing that those films did do is for Wednesday, the ends of her braids had like little nooses around them, which is very, very like dark and macabre, which is on brand for Addams family, you know? But obviously that was either like too much for Mattel or they just didn't want to do it. So we just have regular good old braids. And like low-key, I kind of want to try and do the noose braids. So I might wash her hair, redo these braids, and come up with a way to execute that hairstyle. They might be a little bit shorter, figuring out the hair and stuff, but I think I can make it happen. So we'll see. I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to commit to it, but I'm gonna try. And then moving on to her outfit, she does have her octopus Socrates that's kind of like hanging around her body. It's meant to mimic like a purse, you know, but it's just, there's nothing, you can't use it for storage. It's just an octopus. But the mold is really cool. Like there's tentacles on a Socrates there. I want to steal this so badly for Laguna. And I think you could, you know, I think if you take issue with the pop of color and you just want it very monochromatic, you could easily remove Socrates and not display her with him on there. And he does kind of come off right there, as you see. So you can take him off pretty easily, like a little mushroom clasp, and undo it if you want to just take him off. So you have that option, but I think he looks cute. And then she has a really nice collar on her dress. I feel like the collar is so Wednesday, so I'm glad they went big with the silhouette for it. Like the tips are a little bit longer than I think you'd usually see. And then this kind of puff sleeve chiffon silhouette is nice. I don't know, it doesn't excite me that much, but it's fine. It gets the job done. I do like the sleeves, like the white cuff sleeves towards the end, so that's nice. And it's really well constructed. It looks fine. And then her dress has a skull pattern that goes all across it. You know, I don't know. I think maybe some black lace under here, and then I would like it a little bit more. Like there's this little bit of like, what do you call this? Like trim or like peplum that kind of flares out. But I think when I think Monster High, I always think of those subtle little details like a lace trim, or like Frankie had, I don't know, just like a mesh fabric, you know? I think that would have looked nice. But it's simple. There's a black ribbon around the waist there, and then a tiny little silver button. And then, let's see, you see the print right there. Ooh, yes, it looks good. It looks good. And then it just Velcros off in the back. So I'll remove the dress later and show you a little bit closer what it looks like once it's removed off of Wednesday. And then there she is, her little boots. Okay, these are really sick. I love them so much. Very little paint detail on like the actual boot itself, as you can see. The buttons are skulls. Oh, I love these. Then there's some design on them. I'm trying to make out what it is. It probably tells a story. I see a tree, a snake, what looks like maybe a wolf, a spider web. It's like not capturing that well on camera. I'm so sorry. Another tree, yeah, so that just repeats. I'm sure that means something. I'm not entirely sure. And then probably the most like SKULLECTOR feature of these shoes is on the heels. We have Cousin It as well as Thing. Okay, Thing makes sense. Like it's kind of like on scale for like how big a hand might be, but Cousin It is just so ridiculous but so funny. I love that you still see his little glasses and it looks like he's wearing a hat still. These are so funny. I love them personally. I know there's been a lot of discourse over SKULLECTOR shoes and like the repetitive nature of these kind of molded sculptural heels, but I think in this instance it's really fun and campy and I like it. And you can't really see it that well from the front. Like you can kind of see it peeking through. So if you want to make it more apparent, you can maybe like flick out a foot like that so you see it. Like that looks kind of silly, but you know, I love these shoes. I think they're really cool. Probably my favorite feature of this doll are her shoes. And the dress is fine. I think the silhouette's cool. It's Wednesday. She looks good. And I actually really like her. I like her more than I thought I was going to. So that's nice. Okay, well, enough of Wednesday. Now let's move on to Morticia. Okay, here we have Morticia, and she is so stunning. Like, beautiful in person, beautiful on camera. Like, I just love her so much. She's definitely, I think, the main allure of this 2-pack, which, yes, she is amazing. Okay, her face, her cheekbones, do you see that? Oh my gosh. Look at that face sculpt. Beautiful. I think her eye shape is really nice. The eyes look amazing. And then, you know how Wednesday had the spider eye shine? She has coffin eye shines, like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Her eye makeup is just kind of a smoky black. Her eyebrows are nicely arched. And then she has the exact same eye color as Wednesday, purple with a little highlight of pink in there. And then her lip color is definitely what I'm looking for. Like a nice, rich, vampy burgundy red. The lip shape is gorgeous and stunning. Really prominent Cupid's bow, which I love. And then, come on. She needed to have just long, luscious, black, silky hair. And she has just that. It is nice, high quality saran. Mine is a little bit like mangled from taking her out of the box. So I will boil wash her just so she has nice, sleek hair for display. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. I love her so much. Now, her fashion, I think, is fine. I feel like we saw this kind of lacy spiderweb fabric recently on Sally, which Rebecca also designed. So I wonder if there was like some, you know, just surplus of this style of fabric. I think it's fine. I like that it's layered. So like on the sleeves, you can kind of see it's just this like lacy mesh spiderweb fabric. But then for the majority of her dress, it's like the spiderweb mesh lace is layered over like a black form. So I think it looks really nice there, a lot more subtle. She does have this chest piece that's a one solid chunk of plastic. It's kind of a, you know, classic silvery muted gray that we get from Mattel quite often. And then towards one end, there's some scissors that flare out for her to cut and snip off the rosebuds. And then on this little end over here, she has a little spider charm. So yeah, it's fine. It looks good. I have not many complaints with it. I mean, there's a rose in the center. Maybe that could have been painted. You know, there could have been a couple painted details here and there. And I kind of wish she had like a necklace. I don't know if that's canon or not, but I think a necklace would have looked nice on her as well. But maybe you would have been too busy with this chest piece. She does, however, have a ring. There it is. It's so tiny. Oh my gosh. Is it a coffin? It is a coffin with a heart on it. You can barely make out the heart. Do you see it? It's there. It's there. And she has painted fingernails. Amazing. There's some red nail polish. I paint my Monster High Dolls nails, so I need Monster High to get on that as well. Like, I get it. This is a SKULLECTOR release, so she's special, but I would love all of my Monster High Dolls to come with their nails painted. You know, every now and then would be nice at least, so love it, love it, love it. And while we're talking about painted nails, do you see that? No, you don't. There you go. Do you see that? They painted her frickin' toenails. Like, you're kidding me. This is everything. Okay, so her dress silhouette flares out at the end. This kind of reminds me of the Elvira doll, but, you know, it's pretty classic silhouette. And it's kind of this, like, scraggly, shredded fabric and the lacy spiderweb fabric, and then the dress form, which is kind of just this cheap feeling, I don't know, like polyester. It doesn't feel great, but it looks good. It looks good, and when you display it and it kind of flares out like that, you know, I think that looks nice as well. And then she has a side slit. I kind of wish this slit was a little higher, but it's fine. I think it's nice location where they chose to make the slit. And then there are her shoes, which we need to talk about. Okay, focus, 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 focus. There they are. The lights are freaking out because it doesn't know what to focus on. Okay, so for her, the backs of her heels are, one is like the rose with the rosebud snipped off, and the other one is just like a full rose. And they are so amazing. All of the vine details are so sculpted, like to perfection, to a T. And then even like the actual fabric portion of the shoe is so dainty and delicate. I love the way this kind of like has like a tulip flare towards the heel. Oh my God, these might be some of the best SKULLECTOR shoes. I love them so much. And then to tie in to this theme of Morticia snipping off the rosebuds in her garden, what is it, observatory? I'm not sure. She comes with a little prop, which is a rosebud and a stem. And okay. If this focuses, you have to see this. Look at the face. Oh my gosh. And then this actually comes off. So you can either display it with the funny little face, or you can take it off and display it with no rosebud. So, you know, in the movie Morticia's seen cutting off the flowers, like the rosebud, and then she just has like a vase of like the thorned rose stems. So that's what this is referencing. If you're wondering what this is a reference to, I feel like the Addams family are so fun and popular because they subvert the like modern expectations of the nuclear family, and on the surface level their aesthetic is dark and gothy and macabre, but like at the heart of the Addams family is just like this undying and unwavering love for one another, and having a different perspective and way of seeing things, you know. And like traditionally you obviously want to keep flowers in a vase because of the flower and the petals and the smell, but instead they're admiring the spiky thorns and the stems. Like it's just, I don't know, it's a very simple yet beautiful and profound message, and that's why I've always loved the Addams family. It's just such an amazing franchise. I love the characters. They are so iconic. I kind of want the rest of the family. Like, give us a Gomez Pugsley 2-pack next. Just keep giving it to us because I will buy them. I'll buy Lurch. I'll buy Uncle Fester. Give us a Cousin It doll. Like, I will be here buying all of the Monster High Addams family dolls until I have the whole family, okay? Give me Grandmama. Like, give me all of them, okay? I will take them all. Okay, I have her with her little, like, hand on her waist, but, you know, you can just put it on her like that. That's probably how I'm going to display her, like that or something. Oh, no words. No words. I love these dolls. They are a little bit on the simple side. Like, I don't think, as far as, like, the fashion, it's not entirely, like, innovative. You know, the design is pretty run-of-the-mill, I'd say. But the execution and the attention to detail is there. Like, the painted toenails, the ring. I like the rosebud accessory, like, and the faces. I think the faces are the star of the show. I love this 2-pack. I can definitely see this being highly coveted in the future. Like, I don't know, SKULLECTORs already have that reputation of just being impossible to get at drop and secondhand, which is unfortunate, but these two definitely feel like a highlight release for the year. You know, last year it was definitely Vampire Heart Draculaura. This year for me, it's these two. It's Wednesday. It's Morticia. Like, they are absolutely stunning, and I love SKULLECTORs. I don't collect them all. I just collect the releases that pique my interest. But I would say these are my favorite. Like, I like Jack and Sally. I love the creature from the Black Lagoon. You know, Chucky and Tiffany are fine, but these two, I think, are my absolute favorite. I really adore them. Okay, now I'm going to undress them and get ready to wash their hair. So wish me luck. So let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, so I'm going to wash and condition Morticia on Wednesday. I'm starting off with Morticia, and pretty simple process. Just going to take some dish soap that I have and just kind of scrunch that throughout her hair, and then I'll rinse that out pretty thoroughly. And then once that gets rinsed out, I'll go in with some conditioner. I just use pretty cheap stuff from like the dollar store. This one I'm using right now I don't love because it's scented. I prefer unscented, so just keep that in mind. And then when I have conditioner in the hair is when I will comb through it just to make sure there's no knots or kinks. And then once it's combed through, I actually boil wash the hair while the conditioner is still in there. In my head, it just kind of helps to serve as like an extra layer of protection for the hair so the heat doesn't damage it. And then after I boil wash it, I will just keep combing through it and then make sure to rinse out all of the conditioner fully, and then I'll just let her dry overnight and we'll be good to go. Now for Wednesday, I don't know why I did this, but I did it. And as I was washing her hair, I kept her hair sectioned. Like, you know, there's 3 sections for her main braids on each side. I kept them separated the entire time, which was very difficult to manage. Like, even as I'm boil washing it, as you can see, I kept the hair separated because I didn't want to have to re-separate it later down the line, you know? But I feel like that might have been easier to just separate the hair after you're done, you know, boil washing, conditioning, all that jazz. But I wanted to make life more difficult, so that's what I did. But it's the same exact process as Morticia, and then same thing, just let it dry overnight, and you can go ahead and style it afterwards. Okay, I am back. Please excuse the doll nudity, but I will be dressing them back up very shortly. I just want to show off the pieces, like, off of the doll, so if you're curious, like, what they look like, and just to give you a closer look. So here is Wednesday's dress. It's all one piece, very nice. And then in the back, you can see there is the Velcro closure. And I think this has a tag inside, if I recall. Yeah, there's like a little Monster High tag right there. I actually like this piece. It's kind of grown on me. I don't know. I'm not mad at it. And then here are her boots off of the doll. I love these boots, some of my favorites. You can see, wait, that looks way better. You can see the sort of like insignia on there. And then the bottom just kind of look like normal boot treads. Yeah, these are very nice. And then here is Socrates a little bit closer. Also, I like cut and hurt my fingernail bed with the elastic when I was doing Wednesday's hair. So yeah, that sucks. But there's Socrates. Feels nice and rubbery, very stiff though at the same time. The tentacles are really cool and I like him. And then here is Morticia's like chest piece. This clasp is a lot larger than I'm used to seeing in the back. And there's a little skull detail on it. This is nice. It kind of reminds me of like a Stitched in Style Frankie. That was kind of the last time we got a really big, chunky plastic accessory like this, I feel like. And then there's her rose once more. I mean, you saw that already. And then, oh my gosh, her dress is so long off of her body. Like, it doesn't even fit on the entirety of the frame. Just because, you know, the way the train sort of like fans out. And then be careful with this fabric. I was already snagging it by accident, but here's the Velcro closure. But this Velcro will stick to this like lace material and then snag it. So if you are taking this dress off, just be very careful with how you lay the Velcro so that it doesn't mess up the fibers of this dress. But I love this piece as well. Okay, that's just a closer look at the pieces off the dolls. Now let's go ahead and reassemble them and we'll give our final thoughts. Okay, I've redressed Wednesday and Morticia. They are peculiar, at least Wednesday. I did a very intricate, different hairstyle for Wednesday, and I wanted to capture it on video, but like I barely knew what I was doing. I was just kind of winging it and figuring it out as I went along. So this is what I ended up with. It's not my favorite. And part of me wishes I just didn't even bother attempting to recreate this because of how difficult it was. And then the end results I'm kind of like mixed on. Like I don't love it, I don't hate it. I'm kind of just like meh, you know? But I really did try to recreate her animated movie's default hairstyle. And I think I kind of did. Obviously, you know, there's these kind of tufts of hair jutting out the side that like are not true to form, but it was really difficult to work with the hair length that I had. And I basically recreated her original default hairstyle. And then halfway off, I tied it with some elastic. And then I had maybe like this much hair left that I had to work with. I did 6 twists with that hair. And with 2 of those twists, I tied them together to create this like loop shape. And then I actually cut off the hair because there was hair right here as well that was jutting out like this. But I really wanted to maintain the integrity of this shape. So I snipped that hair, which was like, I don't know, very sacrilegious. I normally wouldn't do that. And then here for these extra twists up here, the 4 of them, I tied them around the braid, kind of like the film, right? But they have all this excess hair that kind of sticks out. And I'm just kind of mixed on how I feel about it. I don't know, it's different, it's fun, it's a different silhouette, it's not like anything else I have in my collection, so I'm trying to be positive here, but yeah, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but here it is. There's the back. And I used black elastic at least, so it kind of could camo, but you can kind of still see it in some spots right there. Yeah, I don't know, I kind of just wish I kept her hair as it was, but I seldom restyle SKULLECTOR's hair to like this extent and degree, so it is different for me. And you know, if I ever want to take it down and then redo it, I can. Like that's totally an option available to me down the line if I ever change my mind, you know. But that's what I did for Wednesday. And then for Morticia, she was a lot more simple. She was just a simple boil wash, didn't really do much beyond that, but she didn't need it, honestly. Like she didn't need much restyling, and her hair is so much nicer now, like so much more movement and flow to it, and you can brush through it very easily. So I'm very happy with Morticia. She's my preferred doll of these 2, but I still think Wednesday's nice. I just think Morticia as far as like design, her face, just everything, I just prefer her. Okay, let me flip her back around. There she is. Like, look at that doll. Look at that. Oh, I'm obsessed with her. She's so cool. Well, that's all I have time for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching me unbox these two new SKULLECTOR dolls. Let me know down in the comments below which one you prefer. Do you like Wednesday more or Morticia? My vote is for Morticia, but you know, I think Wednesday is still a fine doll. I really like the 2-packs as well. I don't know, I feel like it's cool that you're getting two dolls that kind of like live in the same realm. I noticed that if I am buying SKULLECTORs, I prefer the 2-packs, so I hope to see more of them in the future. And I actually think there was just like a leak or whatever today that said we should be getting another Beetlejuice 2-pack down the line, which would be cool because I never got the original Beetlejuice 2-pack and they're okay. Like, I didn't love them, so I'm hoping this next one is even better than the first. So yeah, who knows what else Monster High has in store for us in this coming year. I know we're going to be getting the Deadfast Ghoulia at Comic-Con in a couple of weeks, which I will be attending. I'm so excited. Hopefully I can get my hands on her in person so I don't even have to worry about buying her online from Mattel Creations. But yeah, fingers crossed. Wish me luck. And if you see me on the floors of the exhibit hall at Comic-Con, say hi. I'm very chatty and I'm very kind, so yeah, don't be afraid. It'll be chill, I swear. Well, that's all I have time for. My name is Eli. This is my channel, Draculasia, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.